I'm hearing that there are emergency meetings being held inside Fox News planning for Bill O'Reilly's replacement. The Murdoch family has decided that he needs to leave Fox News. There's a ticking clock. As you said, he returns from Italy on April 24th, and the network wants a permanent new host in that seat before he returns for a vacation so they can have a seamless transition.
So he's out.
They've decided he's out. Now, how he's out and whether it's messy and how these negotiations go is still up in the air. But they have decided that they do not want him returning to Fox News.
According to your reporting just a couple of days ago, there appeared to be this battle inside the Murdoch family.
Yes.
You had one son who was essentially fighting for O'Reilly, and you had another who was saying it was time for him to go. What happened? How did that dynamic change?
Really, there's been a generational split. The younger generation, especially James Murdoch, wanted to move Fox News and the parent company, 21st Century Fox, into a more modern era with better standards and culture. Rupert Murdoch is an old-school media mogul. He did not want to bow to pressure, especially from the New York Times. What changed is that Lachlan Murdoch, James's older brother, who was inclined to side with his father, in recent days shifted and came around to the position that Bill O'Reilly does need to go. So you had both younger Murdochs aligned against their father.
Outside the family, but inside that building, what are folks saying? What's the mood inside that building?
The mood is one of uncertainty, chaos. You know, Bill O'Reilly was the face, the pillar of that network. If he is being replaced, then anyone feels like nothing is sacred anymore at Fox News. Now, there is relief among female employees who I've been interviewing that felt that the culture after Roger Ailes, the former chairman and CEO of Fox, was fired last summer had not changed. The fact that they are now taking this dramatic step to remove Bill O'Reilly is a sign to female employees that the Murdochs, especially the younger generation, is finally deciding to take sexual harassment seriously.
All right, in just the past few days, a new accuser stepped forward. This is the accuser's attorney, Lisa Bloom. This is what she had to say about her allegations. This woman came forward last night. Here's Lisa Bloom talking about it.
She says that Bill O'Reilly would come by her desk on a regular basis and make offensive comments and sounds to her. She said he would grunt like an animal. He would call her hot chocolate. She's African American.
So in response to that, anonymous accuser O'Reilly's lawyer put out this statement. This is part of the statement saying that his client, the host, suffered, quote, character assassination unprecedented in post-McCarthyist America and is the victim of far-left organizations. Again, this is just the latest accuser. Is Fox News liable for future claims when they let Bill O'Reilly go?
Almost certainly. What is so striking about this story, and for someone who's been covering politics and you look at the conservative ecosystem, it's hard to imagine it without Bill O'Reilly when you think about his dominance over 20 years. What Fox is responding to, what Gabe is describing, is all legally old. Old news, old settlements, mostly old known accounts. We'll give you some examples. There's 4 sexual harassment cases that have been publicly discussed that were settled, meaning money was paid, no admission of wrongdoing. 1 verbal abuse case, which doesn't necessarily mean that it was a professional type of sexual harassment. Again, the allegations, and that's all they remain at this juncture, are also known. A producer, for example, on the O'Reilly Factor saying that he called her, that he launched into a disturbing monologue concerning his sexual fantasies, that he suggested she purchase a, quote, vibrator. This is right down the middle of what would be sexual harassment in the boss-employee context. But again, that was a case that was settled without admission of wrongdoing. The company knew about that. The company paid for that. The company may pay more. The other point I want to make as we look at the legal side of this is these internal investigations are unpredictable. It was the same law firm, we could put up some details on the screen, in the Ailes context, that did an investigation that led to his ouster, Paul Weiss. That one only lasted 10 days, and the point it got before it was led to a removal. They interviewed over 24 women from Fox News, including allegations from, quote, high-profile personalities, according to accounts of it. So these internal investigations are not legally binding.
Yeah.
They don't create a legal, let alone a criminal requirement of any kind, but they do create a volume of evidence which, combined with public pressure, with the advertiser and business pressure that we've seen, that make corporations make, in the Ailes context, and potentially, if your reporting bears out, because we don't have an official announcement yet, in this O'Reilly context, decisions that I think it's fair to say were unthinkable even just weeks ago.
Gabe, it was reported that Roger Ailes received somewhere in the neighborhood of $40 million when he left Fox News. Reasonable to assume that Bill O'Reilly is going to get quite the golden parachute when he leaves?
Yeah, I would say so. You know, he re-signed a multi-year contract earlier this year. He earns upwards of $20 million a year. So if they do terminate that contract, you would figure that following prior precedent that they would pay him out. Now, again, the optics of that in this new environment when they're under so much scrutiny to pay out $40, $60 million to O'Reilly, again, that could be a complicated decision.
He has quite the following.
Yes.
Quite the fan base. Is he going to be allowed to come back on air and say goodbye to his faithful viewers?
As of this morning, according to my sources inside the network, they're leaning towards no, that they want a clean break. They don't want, again, the optics of allowing him under this cloud of allegations to come back and have sort of a peaceful sign-off. But again, this is a fluid situation. You know that his lawyers and his agents are aggressively pursuing his interests, and that's a chip to play, that maybe Fox will give him that as a concession. So we will see in the hours and days to come.
Gabe Sherman, fantastic reporting, New York Magazine, MSNBC contributor, and our chief legal correspondent, Ari Melber. Big thanks to both of you.